You are welcome to our AI for Teachers course. As we proceed, we are going to um, digital grading of our students' scores using Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel. I remain your instructor, Kendi Oyeronke Oshoba. Welcome to Towdah Digital Academy. Okay, so today I want you to know that if you can understand the basic uh, spreadsheet concepts, it will be easy for you to use the Google Sheet for whatever it is you want to do. And I want to show you our final work that we're going to be doing, and I don't want you to be afraid because we're going to take it one step after the other. So you see here that we have the student ID, the student name, the test 1, test 2, classwork, assignment, exam score, average grade, remarks, and status. And we will put this in, and what is going to be interesting there is that you don't need to put in everything. What is important is probably the student names and their scores, and every other thing will be done for you automatically. So I believe that should interest you, but we're going to take it from the basics. So don't be afraid. Okay, so let's take it up now and start with the basic spreadsheet concept. So what is a spreadsheet? What I just showed you is what we call a spreadsheet. And a spreadsheet is a digital sheet used to record, calculate, and organize data. And we have the Microsoft Excel and the Google Sheet as the two most popular spreadsheet apps that we use. So you need to understand the different parts, okay? So we have a row, okay, which is the horizontal lines identified by numbers. So let's go to one of our, okay, so this is a spreadsheet that is still blank. Okay, all I did was to label it. I'm sure you should still remember your Google Workspace tools, and one of the Google Workspace tools is Google Sheets. Okay, Google Sheets. So let's assume that we are on Google Drive. I'm sure you still remember how to go to your Google Drive. Okay, let's do that now. This is, you go to your different apps, Google apps here, and you click on the Google Drive. Of course, don't forget you'll have logged in with your email, and you should be seeing either your logo or your initials here that I'm pointing to. And you can now go to new. Okay, click on new, and you click on Google Sheets. So this is how you would go to your, just like we went to Google Docs the other time, Google Slides. Now we'll click on Google Sheet, and that's what you click on to bring you to this environment. Okay, so when you get here, like we did on the other Google tools that we use, you can name this. You can see it saying untitled spreadsheet. So you can name this. You can call it your let's call it delete what you have there and just name it as your trial worksheet, so to speak. Okay, because you want to see some things there. So you have to first of all understand that these are called rows that run horizontally. You can see row 1, row 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So these are rows and they are labeled with numbers. They run horizontally across your spreadsheet. Then you have to know what is a column. The column runs down. So you can see they are labeled with alphabets. So this is column A, column B, column C, column D, column E, and so on. It's so massive. If you look here, you'll see the scrolling bar. You can scroll and see that it goes on and on and on and on, depending on how much work you really need to do. So that's a row, and these are columns. And you have what we call a cell. And I like to label a cell or refer to a cell as the combination of a row and a column. So wherever a row and a column meet, that's what you call a cell. Okay, that's what you call a cell. And how are cells referenced or named? So if you have column A, for example, meeting with row 1, and you click in there, that's what you call cell A1. Okay, cell A1. And you can see that cell A1 written here. This place is called a name box. You can see it came out as soon as I put it here. So any cell that you click on will show on the name box. So here, column E meets with row 3, and then we have cell E3. That's what you call a cell in a spreadsheet. All right. Okay. Let's see some other things that you need to know. Of course, like in a Google Doc, you have all your file, edit, view, insert, and all of that. You have some of them all here. The menus that we'll be using are all here. They are all similar. Okay, they're all similar. So these are the column headings, or you call them column headers, like the A and all of this here, column headings, and these are the row headers here. All right, let's see what else you need to know. So every spreadsheet you open is called, a worksheet. But in Google Doc, for example, we call our pages. In Google Slides, we refer to pages as slides, and then in Google Sheet, we refer to your pages as worksheets. So you can have more than one worksheet in a book. So when you have a collection of pages in Google Sheets, it's now referred to as a workbook. I hope you got that. So you can have different pages. And how do you see the pages here? So you can come right here and you see sheet 1. So that means this is a workbook here, but has just one sheet 1. How do you bring in other pages? You see this plus sign here, you click on it and it will bring in more pages. So if I click on that, you have sheet 2. If I click on there, you have sheet 3, and so on and so forth. Okay, all sheets, you click on these, all the sheets you've opened will show, and then you have the check mark on the core active worksheet, which is the sheet 1. You should click on sheet 2, and we are in sheet 2 here. If you click here, you'll see that the active worksheet is sheet 2. I hope you are picking up something there. All right, so let me be sure that I'm taking care of the different things that you need to know. We talked about the cell, the column, the cell address, yes, the active cell, yes, is a selected cell with a bold border, yes, and then we talked about the name box. So we'll now look at the formula bar, formatting, and range. All right, group of cells. So let's go back again to our open worksheets, and this here is the formula bar, where you have the cursor blinking. Here is the formula bar, and it's called the formula bar because when we start to put in formulas, for example, we are saying we want to add 2 numbers, you're going to see the formula showing up there. So that's called the formula bar. And the active cell, like I showed you, is where your cursor is blinking. That's where you have this blue surrounding. All right, now there's also formatting in Google Sheets, just like we did in Google Doc, such that when you write a text, Okay, when you want to type, you type into a cell. So let's assume we want to type into cell D1. D1. Okay, so you double click into that cell and you can type whatever it is you would want to type. Okay, so let's say we want to type their cell, for example. Okay, so the formatting in Google Sheet is just the same as formatting in Google Doc. So now I've typed the word cell and I want to bold it. That's formatting, just changing if it's bold, if it's underlined, if it's color, that's all that the formatting means. Okay, so you highlight that word cell and you come here, or you click on format here, or you come here, which is the shortcut, and you can click on B to bolding that. You can click on the font size to increase it with the plus sign or the minus sign, or you type into the particular text, number or font size that you want for that word that you typed in. You want to make it italics, you click on the I. You want to change the color, you come here and choose any particular color. I'm sure you are used to all of this right now. Okay, then you can see here a fill color. This will not fill the word, it will only fill the cell that your word is in. So if you click on that and take maybe like this color, you will see that your cell is now colored. So I hope you are enjoying knowing about this. So all that you have there is what we have done in Google Doc. You may do well to also just go through that lesson again so that you would remember some of the things that we did here, so that we don't waste too much time. All right, so let's see what else we need to talk about. Okay, the range, a group of cells. So let's go back and see what is a range. So we can have cell A1 to, cell A4 to cell F, or let's say cell G4. So this is what you call a range of cells. A range. So if you're going to refer to that, you say A4 colon G4. This is how we write it. Say A4 colon G4. So that's what we call a range. Let me make this bold so that you see it well. Then let's give it a color there. So this A4 to G4 is signifying the cells you have from this cell A4 to cell G4. So let's say there are numbers there, and we're going to use that to do a calculation. Okay, so I hope that you have got to understand the basics of this worksheet. It's not a very difficult thing to understand, and you can also have the picture of this here. You can see there the name box, the column headers or heading, the formula bar, the row headings, the cell B2, which is the active cell, and then the worksheet area. So that's just the brief of the Google Sheet or the Microsoft Excel, as it is called. So if you understand the Google Sheet, you can also work in the Microsoft Excel environment. Okay, so now let's try to build the worksheet that we have that we're going to work on. Okay, so you're going to see how everything is arranged there. Okay, and before I come here, let me go back to that trial worksheet, and let's try to add one or two numbers so for you to see how the calculation is done. So I'm going to put a number. Let me type here student name. So if you want to type, you click into it, a double click, and if the text is going longer than what you have, the shortcut is to come here between this cell A and B. You're going to have those two black lines. You click down on there and move it like you're dragging it just to make room. All right, and that's it. See, once you put your cursor in between the two cells, it will bring out those two black icons, or those two black lines. You click down and drag it. That's how you make room for whatever it is you want to type in there. Okay, so student name, you go to cell B6. Sorry, this is cell A6, yes, and this is cell B6. Don't forget, a cell is where a row and a column meet. So you go to cell B6, and then you can say, let's have the student's scores in maths, for example. You go to cell C6, student score in English. You go to cell D6, and let's say maybe economics. Okay, so let's stop there, and then you can come here and say sum. All right, or total, whichever one you want to use there. So just want you to see briefly how you add your student scores before it looks too big in your eyes. So let's say here you have a student name called John Ade, for example. You type it there. Scores had maybe 89. English, you have like 90. Very brilliant student. He had like 78. All right. Okay. So how do we add that together? Anytime you want to introduce a formula in the Google Sheets or your work spreadsheet, you go to your keyboard and type the equal to sign. All right, I hope you can see that equal to sign. Okay, equal to. So immediately you are telling the system that you want to introduce a formula. Okay, let's do that again. Type equal to on your keyboard, and you want to do sum. That's the meaning of the total, right? So you can put the letter S, and once you put the letter S, it assumes that yes, indeed, you're bringing in a formula, and you can see the sum there. Sum of a series of numbers and or cells. So you click there, and then it's ready for you to tell it where are the numbers that you want to add together. So you can see value 1, value 2, and there, all that and all that. So how do you do that? You now reference, you use the cell number to use the cell number. So you put B7 is the cell number, B7, comma, follow the formula it's giving you here, right? Comma, what's the next cell? C7, right? C7, and the last one is D7. So comma and then D7. Okay, and that's it. You can complete the brackets, and you see that equal to, you type it in there, you put an S so that it will bring out for you the sum, and then you start to input the cell names, not the number, the cell names, B7, C7, D7, and there you go. You click on enter. Enter does the job for you. That's it. So you can see that it's going to make your work really easy. Okay, that's it. So let's bring in another student and call him Mary Jane. And in mathematics, he has like 90. English, he has like 70. In economics, he has like 69. Now we want to add his own scores again. What do? You first of all go to your keyboard and type equal to, and then S for sum. Pick up the sum, do the same thing. We're going to do something a little different, which is the same as what we did, but just a different way of writing. So instead of putting cell B8, cell C8, we just do the range like I taught us here. So we're going to say B8 colon D8. And then you put in your close off bracket and press enter. That's it. So I'm just showing you that it's the same thing, but if you have a long list of numbers, you don't want to be typing it one after the other, you can just do the range like we learned here. Now it even gets more interesting, because if you have 20 or 50 more students, you don't need to do this for each student. All you need is to put in their scores. So you have the third student, maybe her name is Yemi, for example. You have like another student whose name is Matthew, another student whose name is Joanne, another student whose name is Mark. We put in their scores, okay, because they are having different scores, right? They're having different scores, so you need to bring that in for each of them and just put in their scores, okay? Type in all their scores like I'm doing. Type in the scores for economics for all the students. Of course, you have a you collated it somewhere after you marked their scores, right? Now let's assume we have brought in all of them here. You don't need to start putting in these equal to again. We can copy the formula. How do we do that? You highlight the first and the second formula, okay? You highlight them and you can see this blue, very small blue line, blue circle here, okay? Very small blue circle. I want to believe that it's not too small for you to see. So right. All right. So you're going to highlight these two numbers. Now, before I do that, if I click into this cell E7, you can see where I labeled. You said this is the formula bar. This is the formula bar, right? So if I click into cell cell E8, you can see the formula. They're the same but written differently. So we have the same here. Excuse me. So we want to copy in this formula and we want it to run across all other names we're going to be bringing in. So you click on that blue circle, that blue dot, turns into a four-edged, like a cross. Then you scroll, you drag it in to as many students you feel you're going to need. And there we go. There we go. Automatically it collates all that you are collating for your students. I hope you got that. We can do it again in case you feel you didn't get it. All right, and then you can rewind the video to do it again. So I'm going to highlight the two numbers and drag it down to as many students as I feel I want to have, and automatically you have the collation done for you. Isn't that beautiful? So that's how excuse me, that's how you do the sum. And then you can want to do the average, for example. How do we do the average of these three scores? So pay attention. You bring in you type into cell F7 and equal to once again, and you can see there that it is already suggesting to me what I want to do. It says average formula, but watch, it says B7. It gives me a range of cells here. Okay, I want to make this a little bigger. We have to go off this, right? I'll get that again. Let's delete that. Okay, yeah, let's delete that and make the screen a little bigger. Fine. Yes. So I want to do the average. So I'll type on equal to. Yes, equal to, and it's suggesting an average and the formula, but there's something wrong in that formula which I want you to see. And what is wrong in the formula is that you don't need the total to be in that formula. So we're going to do a manual adjustment, and we'll remove E from the formula and let it stop at D. So you can see what I'm doing there. That's why I made it bigger so you can see it. So I'm going to put my cursor. Yes, I have to accept the formula though. Yes, I'll click on enter, but I'm going to now click on it again to adjust it. So what do I do there? You change that E to D. Good. So you can see that I have adjusted the formula to read cell B7 to D7. Those are the numbers you need to excuse me. Those are the numbers you need to create for the average formula, because we know the average is all the numbers divided by the number of the items. So B7 to D7 is our correct range, and that's our average, because this is how we work out who is tops in the class, right? So the next students, let's do it again so that you understand how it's done. A to suggest that I want the average, right? So I can scroll down or put in a V, yes, so that it will bring out, so AV equal to AV, and then I scroll and pick on average formula, and then we go again to the cells that we need. Here on this row 8, we need what we have in cell B8 to D8. So we can type it B. Okay. Let's do that again. Yes, cell B8. So B8, yes. Yeah, now sometimes you can have this issue. So let's do that again. Equal to, yes, average. Pick the formula and cell B And we can also do it in this formula bar. It's giving us issues. We can come to the average and say cell B8, right? C8, D8. So we use a colon and you stop at D8. Okay, I hope you got that. So this is what we did. We did it in the formula bar. If it's giving you some issues here, you can do it also in the formula bar. And all you do is to click enter and you get your average. So like I said earlier, you don't need to do it for all the other students as well. You can just highlight this two, click on this node, this blue circle, and drag it down. And automatically you have the collision done for all the students. Now all this here that you are seeing has formula. Click on it and check the formula bar. You see formula is there. Even though there are no names or no student name, there are formulas there. So as soon as you introduce a student's name, like your me, for example, and put your Miss marks, 89, 78, 69, automatically your mean scores are collated. So I hope that makes sense. That's it. So funny enough, we did that on the sheet 2. Okay, instead of our sheet 1, but not to worry, it's still fine. You can be doing calculation for maybe GS1 in sheet 1, GS2 in sheet 2, GS3, and depending on the number, the classes that you teach. So if you want to work, we can also make our worksheets bar even more interesting. So we have sheet 1, you can give it a color. You can right click. Once you click on this arrow beside them, to bring out all this. You can delete, you can duplicate it, you can copy to a new spreadsheet, you can rename, you can change the color, you can protect the sheet, you can hide sheet, you can move it whichever way, so that you can even move this sheet 1, okay, and say it's now moved here, and then you can rename it. So you see the sheet 2 has now come here, so we can rename it and say for example JSS1. Okay, rename sheet 2 to be JSS2, sorry. Rename sheet 3 to be JSS3, and on and on and on. You can also give it color just to make your worksheet even more interesting. Click on that arrow, say change color, and JSS1 can be green. You can see the green bar running on there. JSS2 can be probably red. Go to change color. And JSS3 can be like, let's see another entry, yellow, for example. So you beautify even your worksheet. So you can scroll up and down your worksheets, and we'll go back to GS1 where we have the scores. So this is basics, all right? This is basics, and let's see what else you may need to see. Let's go to the original we're looking at. All right, so you can see here what we did. This is going to be your assignment, right? So the student name, test 1, test 2, classwork, assignment, exam, score. This is the sum. Put your mouse there and look at the formula bar. You will see that is the sum of the range of cell from C4 to G4. That's it. That's what we've been doing. And then the average, okay, and then grade, and then the remarks. Okay, so that's what is basic. for us at this point in time, and we will be doing some of this in our WhatsApp group for our assignment. So if you have any questions, you'd let us know. You can pass it to us or let us have it in the WhatsApp group, or you can send an email. All right. I hope that you have seen a beautiful way that you can um, collate your students' results using Google Sheets. Depending on what your school has to put together, different schools have different ways that they collate. So that will now inform how you're going to bring out your spreadsheet. You can type the name of the school, like what's the name of that school again? Um, Excellent Students Academy, right? You can type the name of the school, you can type GSS 1 and what have you. So, thank you so much. I believe that you've enjoyed this basic teaching on how you can use Google Worksheet for collating your students' results. I remain your instructor, Kehinde Oyerunke Oshoba. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.